Recording in progress.
Of course, I got fat fingers. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the On Point broadcast. This is Dr. Joe Blake, Blake Media, and with the Actionable Financial Literacy Center. And hey, it's I guess I got Christmas on my mind, and I got a fat finger. I hit the wrong button. Sorry about that. Welcome to today's broadcast. Has some good information to share with you today, and also want to let you know about some upcoming information that I'm going to share. Sometime in September, I'm going to have a seminar. Kind of put myself out there a little bit. I have a group of folks that are going to help me, and we're going to give a seminar about financial literacy. Obviously, I'll be the host speaker there, and then after that we're going to play a game that kind of includes finance, accounting, and investing in it. So I'll be sending some emails out over the summer, so get some more additional information. If you want to sign up, you can go to my website and say, hey, I'm in, or something like that. But I'll send email links out so you can sign up as well. All about educating, all about getting the information out, so someone can, you can gain more about financial literacy, because that's what I'm all about, being able to get that information and get that word out there. With that, let's see here. I want to uh, get some. Today's broadcast is not about godly business. That was last week. This week is more about it is the model of actionable financial literacy, but the behavior side. How do we do it? What do we do? How do we get things going from the behavior side of what we do? And so I have uh, some information I'm going to share, and always in our PowerPoint here. So let me get that PowerPoint. And I keep saying PowerPoint in this keynote. Uh, we all so we share. Okay. So here's the keynote presentation we have here. We always start out with the information that we have here. This is a coffee cup. I don't have coffee today. I got water. Ate too much, drink too much coffee, so I got water today. And so here we go. Um, the actionable financial literacy um, model always starts out there. We have the knowledge that comes in, and we want that knowledge to come in, and we want to change our behavior, and we want to those behaviors that we're looking at: the stewardship, money basics, investing, borrowing, and protecting. And we look at those things on a monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, annual basis, looking at changing. We look in there to correct and detect our thinking. What would change, what needs to be changed, what needs to be adjusted in our actions, so we can make sure that what we're doing on a consistent basis is increasing our financial knowledge, increasing our understanding, and also making changes in our finance so we can watch those assets continue to grow, not just in your bank account, but I'm like assets. I mean, like your investments, your home, your other real estate, land, you gotta have a little bit of it all. It's not just one thing that makes you wealthy. You gotta have a little bit of everything. And sometimes people get the misnomer that yeah, all I need is this, and then that makes me wealthy. No, you need a little bit of little bit of it, a little bit of everything to kind of get you going. Got a business over here. That's that complete package. All right. So as we continue here, there's the behavior shopping cart there. Take the behavior shopping cart and go around inside the actionable model. So you're looking at your economic actions, see if those actions are making any changes. Is those actions are making any financial effect? Are they making any effect? The things are starting to add up in your financial outlook. Are we seeing anything that's anything flawed about your thinking? Is there a flaw? Are you thinking that this is the only stock that I have? This is the only stock that's going to make it for me? Is this the only way I'm going to this way I'm going to make it? Is this derivative the right thing? No, no. You got to make sure there's any flaw. And if there's anything unrealistic, if you think buying this one property is going to be the save all for you, you got to have a plan with different parts. All right, and then recreation. Can what you are doing, can you recreate it within your immediate circle of friends or circle of constituents, and can you recreate it in the greater uh, economy as a whole? Can others? You point to others that follow what you've shared, recreate that, and have their own set of assets as well. Right. I always like to explain that so we can share where we're going, what we're doing, and what this is all about. Okay, so let's move on. A model for actionable finance. So I was on a Zoom call the other day, and then also sharing with students about how education needs to have a innovative learning model. We've been learning in school, and classes have been Monday through Friday, starting in September, and in June, and had a 2 week summer break. But school has been like that for the longest. Some schools have changed. Some jurisdictions have adjusted the school schedule and everything. But for the most part, most of the country starts in September, ends in June. Well, the way we began school was based on the agrarian society that we had in the United States. Uh, Everyone in the wintertime, nobody was planting nothing. Everybody was in the winter going to be in the homes because it was too cold for it. So uh, that was not time to go out there in the farms and the fields. After that, summertime came, the spring, the summer, that's when they planted things. Summer came, everybody had to get out of school so they can go work the harvest. And that changed, obviously, when the Industrial Revolution came along, and then the next information age came along, and now we're in the second information age. Well, the second information age. But from 100 years ago, the way we went to school, pretty much still the same way we have now. So that learning model needs to be adjusted, need to be upgraded, or assisted in such a way so we can learn more creatively and directly, so that that has some common and non-common subject matters that need to be engaged, so learners can recreate those principles outside of what they learn. So not just apply, but recreate it. They can recreate that learning, because you can apply it, but just like you can apply paint on the wall. Right? After a while, that paint on the wall is going to start running. Start, you got to be able to apply it, as in knowing why you're using it. How do you can show someone else how to use it, and you can take that information and then recreate it in other areas, in other countries, in other places. So just that's very simplistic, but it's just an analogy. So with that, there are some points when it comes to the model axiom. Well, this is another point I wanted to make. Uh, there are shapes in history, three themes in history that shape education. There's a philosophical ideas, procedural developments, and participatory and advocacy practices. So there's already set roles that schools have, education has, and roles have. And philosophy is one idea, and there's procedures. You got first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. You got this semester, that semester. There's certain roles and procedures that schools have, and students have to participate in those roles as well. And so there's practices that we follow, and you have to have those practices. Don't get me wrong, you have to have those, because that's the structure and order that's needed for the organism to continue to flourish and grow. But there needs to be an adjustment in the way we think, and so we can change more so with education, because you can't say we have changed if we still going, you know Monday through Friday schools, and then uh, some September to June. We still got colleges running like that too. So now, I'm not saying I know it all. Let me clarify this. I'm not saying I know it all. I'm not saying I'm the guru and everything. It's just my own professional observation, and I'm applying this to finance, because sometimes in finance it's the same thing. We kind of learn it cookie cutter, this way, that way. You know, you got to get a budget. You got to do this. And not everybody works on budget. It's just a spending pattern that's out there as well. Some things are just fundamental things that's there, but sometimes those fundamentals aren't really fundamentals. So keep going. All right. So there's five stages that help that engine run. So the first stage, real world examples. So when you're teaching, there's examples in the textbook. And those are that examples in the textbook, depending on when that textbook was written, have examples in them. But sometimes those textbooks could be 5, 6 years old. Well, if you're still using an example in the textbook, it's in change five years from now. So you have to, while you're instructing, you got some relevant information, which means you as the instructor have to pay attention to what's going on. Uh, you as a teacher have to, what's going on in the world, and finance changes all the time. It changes, alters. The market goes up and down. Something happens in the economy, and you have to be aware of what is going on. So real world examples when you're sharing and teaching, because that's the only way. Not something that happened 20 years ago. I'm talking about something that happened 20 minutes ago. Right. Then problem solving. Problem solving. You got to encourage learners to apply principles and solve, again, real world problems. Something that happened last month. Something that may happen last year. And how would you handle it? How would you and your management team adjust it? So again, something real world, something that's happening right now, that you can use that as an example. Something 20 years ago ain't going. 20 years ago, they didn't have cell phones. They had cell phones. They had cell phones, but they were different looking, different way they look. All right. Then group discussions. That's a big one. I mean, me being military, I understand they have group group ways of doing things. That was just the way we did it. I mean, the fire department, you couldn't just take one truck and one person and go do it. Even though they got some good trucks now, that you can almost do that. But you had to take a crew with you to go put out this fire. So group discussions encourage um, collaborative, learning. This guy over here knows this much. This guy over here doesn't know that much. But y'all sharing and you're getting the whole process and getting it all worked out. Not one person has all the answers. Not one individual knows it all. They may think they know it all, but they don't have it all. I don't know it all. I know a lot though. I just don't know it all. Okay, technology. Oh my gosh, man, technology. Like we using technology right now, and there's some people that are in other countries, uh, far east countries that listen to what I have to share. I'm amazed. I'm amazed. One day I'm gonna show you the countries that some of the far east what they listen to what I'm having to share. But it's wonderful. You can be sharing here. I can be here in the United States. Somebody can be over there in England and they're listening to what I have to share. Technology helps us spread the information. That is also how we are able to recreate what we have in other areas. Take what God has given you, your knowledge and wisdom, and share it. You never know who may benefit from it. And then feedback. I don't mind feedback. I don't mind sharing and it put your comments and the links in the uh in the comment section of on Facebook and LinkedIn or Twitter. That's what it's for. Be able to share, be insightful. What do you think about the process that I'm sharing? So you got real world examples, real world problem solving, you got group discussions, technology, and get feedback. Those are ways of having your knowledge become actionable. And as a matter of fact, actionable knowledge was generated by Chris Argyros. He was a Harvard University professor, and he's considered the benefactor of a generator of organizational knowledge. And so my research was based on his precepts. So that's why that's why I talk about it so much and I share actionable knowledge. All right, so let's continue. So actionable knowledge is practical knowledge that can be used to drive positive change and improve your situation. It also needs to be relevant, specific, and timely. That's why I say timely, because sometimes we get a textbook, man, and it's like, man, this thing's like 5 years old, and things have changed in 5 years. But that's why I say that I share with my students when I'm teaching. Make sure you watch the news because something that's relevant right now, we may have a discussion about it. And then is based on accurate, reliable sources. Accurate, reliable sources. Now, depending on your level as you're in college, sometimes when you maybe in community college, I'll let you get away with going on Wikipedia or something like that. The higher you get up, no, you got to get some more stringent constraints on on the type of references you get. Doctoral level, you got to get some doctoral level required restraints and recommendations. Okay, now how do we progress through the knowledge? How do we progress through it and being able to change things? Let's look at that. Okay, that's kind of small, kind of tight. Get your glasses on, kind of pull up screen. Pull up to the screen. Well, and I kind of did this over a 5-year progression, and you can do your own 5-year progression. But I'm looking at how I'm going to progress through sharing and continue to move forward in this whole actionable financial literacy look that God has given me. Yeah, I got one book that's out. I got 2 more to come out of me on my specific assignment from God. And then I've already been writing. I've written in 3 other books. Another one that's coming out at the end of the year. There's 4. Well, that's 3, 4. There's 5. And then another article that I'm going to write. So I'm writing all the time. So, but this year is all about the cost of the consumer, the cost of the individual, the problems that they're having, the problems that they're sharing, being able to answer those questions. So that's what this year is all about, that in the individual. Next year, I'm gonna look at um, where can where can someone where can we get like reduced costs, more address the cost issues that's out there, and how costs has changed. Well, we all know the cost. Well, not everyone knows the cost change, but costs change. I was talking to my in-laws, and I was telling them like the cost of my house, and some houses they're building right around the corner from me are like $500,000 homes. And they'll say, "What, 500,000? I bought that house on 52nd Ave, 50, what is it, 51st Avenue? Yeah, we bought it for $20,000." I said, "Well, over here it's 450,000." So costs change. So you got to be mindful of those changes in costs and how they adjust. And man, time flies so like that. It just flies by before you even know it. Yeah, time flies. Then I'm going to take a next step and look at how you look back at your uh, more or less like you're the people that work for your company. I mean, I wouldn't say that. Maybe need to change the word employee, and they try to change it to partner, but even that seems kind of, you know, not not altogether straight or legit. Yeah, I think it needs to be something different has to adjust there. I don't know what it is because it's a partnership really. It really is a partnership between you and the people that work in your organization. They're there for a specific goal. You're there for a specific goal. And when you know that they're there, and we're all here to make this thing happen, it's a partnership. But if you're a leader and you have a us versus them mentality, you're in management and you have that I'm over here and you're over there type of way of thinking, man, it's gonna be a hard. You're gonna have a hard road. You're gonna have a hard day. You're gonna get the work done, but it ain't gonna be it's not gonna be the best. You won't get there. You won't get your workers top strict top performance out. They'll do it just to get it done, but to get the most from them, no, you won't get much. Then after that, I'm gonna look at the trends, looking at new products, new services, new ways of educating. Well, more than educating because I'm doing it now, but new ways of maybe transferring how we learn when it comes to not just finance in a sense, but money itself as a whole. Because I forgot I had these dollars that come from different countries. I had it in my pocket, and I was like, then my wife washed them because I don't know how to wash clothes. I got this problem with that. Don't say that out loud. But I was hoping that it didn't like didn't fade out or nothing like that. But that needs to people need to know that there is other money over there. But sometimes when in the United States, all we thinking about is the dollar because we haven't gone over there to see what other people have. So I mean, we got to look at other markets, look at other parts of the world, and bring it here. There's no one country is greater than another. I know that sometimes we say that, but everybody's got their own special place. Everybody their own special place in the world. And some cats don't think it's that way. They think they own everybody, but you know, that's what we got militaries for. This guy's over here doing this. Okay, we gotta beat him down before you go too far. You know, you don't like it, but sometimes you have to. All right. And the fifth year practices to improve process in operations. How do you improve it? This cycle is a 5-year cycle that I would complete in my organization to continue going through, and just in each year you go through, looking to correct and detect any errors in my thinking, any errors in the operation, any errors in being able to share with the world, share with people about building financial literacy. That's it. And then even for you in your own selves, in your own lives, you can look at each year for you to do the same thing. So how are you understanding the causes of in your family, and then looking at how you can analyze and identify areas to reduce costs, and then looking at maybe if you have some of your workers to come in to cut your grass, to pull out the weeds, to fix different parts in the house because I'm not really the greatest honey-doerless guy there is. So I get guys come in to do, they gotta fix this, fix that for a brother because I'm not mechanical. I can tear up a computer like a heart. I can do that. But anything else, negative. So that's the progression that I wanted to share. Now, knowledge, actionable knowledge, it can be applied to solve a problem or achieve a specific goal. It's practical, relevant, and straightforward, and is based on reliable data. And organizations are used to drive change, improve outcomes, and they can also leverage knowledge. That's the key there. Summary: hey, you want to be able to actively engage your learners, provide them with opportunities to apply the principles, and from a financial standpoint, you want to be real world. Listen to it now. What's happening right now with the economy? Right. The Dow Jones is at, where's the Dow at right here? Let me see. I normally have it on my phone. It's like kind of hop, skipping, jumping a little bit, but it's now. And some financial planners, some financial advisors don't pay attention to the market at all, which is kind of nuts. I think you ought to pay attention to it. It's 33, so it's still kind of down from last year. It's been almost It's all been almost 18 months. So they may in June say recession. They might. I'm not an economist. I'm not saying that's going to hit. I don't make no predictions or nothing like that. I just roll with it. But they may say that, because the economy is still down, so to speak. But it is what it is. But the thing is, you have to be able to understand and pay attention to what's going on financially in the world, so you can take care and better your own family. That's the key. So again, in September, I'm going to be doing that class. I hope you guys be able to come out to attend that seminar, rather, more than that. Here's the plant seed, give some time, reap the harvest. Again, this is the model that comes out there. You want to correct and detect your errors in your thinking. There's a behavior model there. You want the economic changes. Take that shopping cart and go shopping. And he stays the action model there. And ways to get a hold of me. Oh, I take it back. There's your references. My book, Chris Argyrides. I mentioned about him, Actionable Knowledge. It's great information. That's one of many books that he's already authored in text. These are ways to get a hold of me. If I don't answer, please leave a message. I mean, I'm busy. I teach. There's 2 networking groups I'm a part of. I'm also a precinct committee member for a legislative group here in Arizona. So I'm rolling. Leave a message. Ways to get a hold of me: you have my website, my book. You can even go to my website and leave a message, and I'll get it too. Text me. I get texts. I can do emails. Let me take a minute. Text message, I get that Johnny on the spot. So my motto there: follow one course until you're successful. I've been an investment advisor for 29 years. Started when I got out of the military, and I'm still doing it. Retired from the federal government. I was doing it while I was there. Still doing it. Sometimes you got to follow that one course until you're successful and doing what you want to do. And this is a calling that I have in my life, and I enjoy it and I have fun. I really do. I have fun. All right, and I think that's the last one. Yeah, that is the last slide for us all. Money speaks one language. Save me today, and I'll save you tomorrow. That's it. All right. So with that, this has been Dr. Joe Blake with the Actionable Financial Literacy Center, and we are Blake Media Company, and we're looking forward to seeing you next week. Same channel, same bad time, and hey, have a good one.